Okay, it's 5:30, we might as well start. I'm sorry, I've got too many piles of paper in front of me, I'm not sure where I'm going today. At least it's a nice day outside, it's not so hot and disgusting. Annie, now you're getting to see what Tennessee really is like.
Yeah.
It's nice. Forget this stuff. Okay, yes, let's see, there's a newspaper here, and we have employees, so welcome.
And Bruce.
And we have Bruce, welcome. Sort of like his employee. He is the past president of the Friends of Life.
Very good.
And the new one is right there. Right?
Well,
We're representative.
I'm a substitute.
Yeah, substitution. Okay, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes of the last meeting? Any discussion on the minutes? The only question I had on the minute, well, let me ask the question afterwards. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Second?
Do we need to put who made the motion to adjourn the meeting?
Oh, is that not in there? Yep, yeah, I need to, yep, sorry.
It's okay, Anna.
So we need a motion first, then we'll come back to the question, so, is there a motion?
I made one.
Okay,
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Question?
Yeah,
Any opposed?
I have the question,
Okay.
that who made the motion to adjourn the meeting and who's second, I don't have any idea.
Oh, I have it in my notes.
You have it, okay,
It's
all right.
in the actual minutes, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
thank
I
you,
will
Ann.
have an amended copy in next month's board packet.
Okay.
Okay, I had a question on the minutes too. It said that the telescope project, where their telescopes are now available for checkout, is that true?
Not at this time, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
Where is that, Andy? Where did you see that?
Oh, under public comments from Mr. Erickson.
Okay, yeah, they're not available yet. I think he was talking about how there is a project out there where libraries do allow telescopes to be checked out, so.
But we're not doing
Not
that.
yet, but we will, yeah, that's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other comments on the minutes? Okay. If you notice the calendar in there, really much better than the last time too. Yeah, good going.
Andy,
It's great.
Andy, we need to approve it.
Anything.
Now, we need to approve the,
I thought we did.
got two questions, now we need to approve. All in favor?
I said it all in favor and any opposed and heard nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question on the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we still doing family story time at 10:30? That was canceled on Saturdays.
We are gonna be doing that again. In Chelsea's report, there will be special Saturday programs, but I don't know about if it's gonna be every week, that's it.
The
We can
calendar
ask.
says every week, so I just didn't know.
Okay.
As far as I know,
Yeah.
we're doing them, but
What is the family sensory movie?
it's where they like leave the lights on and have like toys available, so, but they have a movie playing at the same time, so kids can, they don't wanna sit still for, 2 hours, they can play with stuff, you
Okay.
know.
Okay. One of the things on the calendar that I hope you all saw was the I'm sure you're going to talk about the Hot Summer Nights concerts and also the Tomato Smash this past weekend, which was fun. I hope everybody got to come at least for a few minutes.
Hey, I'm just curious, how many people show up for the Dungeons and Dragons game session?
Quite a few.
I
Yeah.
figured it would be with Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Yeah, we used to
Being
do
so
it before
hot.
COVID.
and the
of course
chess
it's been
club
a
too,
mess.
there's a big,
I love
yeah.
it. I figured the Dungeons and Dragons was really hot right now because of Strangers and Things, because that's, you know, what they
And
do.
the teen room, it's nice and cool in there now,
Yeah.
so they're loving it.
Cool.
There, yeah.
That's great.
Okay, we're gonna move Chelsea's presentation down to new business. So she's gonna move down to the end. So, and I'm gonna jump up from old business, or from new business, from introducing our new trustee. And we have, who's coming to his first meeting. And so that's Sean Graham. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you.
Sean is the public defender for Blount County?
I'm an assistant.
Assistant public defender, okay.
No,
So-
Matt Garner is still boss.
Okay. So welcome, we're glad to have
Thank
you,
Glad to be here.
and he is a representative for the county. And I hope afterwards, everybody gets to come up and just introduce yourselves and tell them how tough the job is here. Okay, moving on. My report, not much going on. We've had some discussions, outside discussions on the planetarium. I've talked to two companies about a portable planetarium rather than moving the existing equipment, et cetera, from the Heritage High School here. There are companies, which I had no idea, who create a portable planetarium that will blow up, have stays inside that holds it up, and can hold up to 60 people at one time. One company is in Israel, and the other company is in New York City, and then one in Houston. Their offices, the Israel one is, the offices are in New York. And they were really interesting. They have not sent us any information on cost yet. We have a meeting on Friday to discuss with the library in Louisiana what they do and how they do it. But one of the recommendations from these two companies are not to put chairs in, but to put bean bags or mats on the floor for kids, which I think is a great idea, but I don't see the senior citizens like me in Tennessee getting down on the floor and looking up in anything that's blown up. But these things are portable enough that they can be put up within 30 minutes, taken back down within 30 minutes, probably suspended from the ceiling in some way. They recommended a hook. It has internal aluminum stays that hold it up. And I think it's a really interesting idea, especially for out beyond what do you call it?
The reading rotunda?
Reading rotunda. It would, Anna measured it out, and they would fit easily in there with no problem whatsoever. And the only thing that we don't know, and that they weren't able to tell us, is when they fold it down, how big is it? I mean, if it won't go to the elevator, then it doesn't do us any good, because there's no place to store it. But anyway, we're still talking about that, and we'll see. We'll give you more information as more information comes down the pike. But I think it's an exciting thing.
Is there a lifetime on that too? Like I know the Heritage Planetarium, they said, it had a lifetime of 10 years on that tech. Do these have a similar kind of thing?
This thing, actually, I talked to them, it's a good question. I asked them about what they produce with this dome. It has 120 different programs that come with it. It's self-contained, so you just push a button and it does it, and you can just pick whichever program you want. So that would last us forever. We wouldn't have to bring anything from the Heritage Center. I'm not sure that's what they have in
I
mind.
was going to say that
But-
kind of defeats the purpose, I think, of what Mr. Erickson had
Yeah,
in his thought
yeah.
process. But hey, he might be happy with that, though.
But if we can maintain a planetarium, and you all now own the planetarium equipment.
Right. Just there.
So, maybe it has a value, but in talking to these companies, the value is pretty much gone because it's 15 years old, and everything now is computerized and quick. And this thing has a self-projection instead of having 15 projectors around the room projecting up. So it's pretty pretty interesting, really amazing. So, okay, so anyway, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Okay, Annie, you have your report.
So I'm going to begin in our youth services, and we concluded our very successful summer reading program. Chelsea Tarwater, who is our youth services coordinator, did such a magnificent job this past summer. It really felt, I mean, the last 2 years I know has been really difficult, and this one really felt like it was kind of back to what it looked like pre-pandemic. We had terrific crowds, and to culminate, we had a water day outside where we had a foam party, which the kids absolutely loved. There was a dunk tank. Kiwanis was there as well, and thank you for Kiwanis for all their dedication. We had a snow cone truck there. It was great, and the weather, because the weather was kind of, the forecast a few days before, it was kind of but it turned out to be a wonderful time. Everyone was happy about that. Now, Chelsea's working on the fall, and we have some really neat programs coming, especially October. We're going to have the Ghostbusters come back, and they're actually going to do some sort of program. We also have a theater company that's going to do something, a rendition of Sleepy Hollow as well. So, and they have other like safe archery or something like that. They got some great things going, so stay tuned for that. As Andy alluded to, Hot Summer Nights, 2 concerts already in the book, 350 plus people attending. We had the Wild Blue Yonder, Celtic music, it was great, and then last week we had Robinella, and she was fantastic. Great crowd. If you have your boogie shoes and your bell bottoms and butterfly collars, this Thursday is the Get Up, which is a disco band. And then to conclude Hot Summer Nights, we have a Beatles tribute band from Nashville coming down, Beatles for Sale.
I think we all want to know what you're going to wear Thursday.
Well, I don't know. We're going to be busy on Thursday.
Thursday,
We've got like a lot between commissioner meeting and concert and a football game, so I don't know what I'll be wearing. I'll have to find some polyester.
Come early to these concerts because the seats are gone.
Yes, and if you notice now, there are so many chairs out there because the first concert, Anna and others are just trying to find chairs, and you had guests that were coming in that were sitting like in the aisle. I mean, it was
They're sitting down in the stacks.
yeah.
If you plan to eat, tell Chelsea in advance.
Yes, yeah. So the cafe is open, and there was last week there was a big line to get to grab a drink or something. So Hot Summer Nights is excellent, and Andy also mentioned our tomato jam, which was great. Thank you to the paper for doing such a wonderful write-up on that. I introduced the Drift Boat Cowboys, and they were fantastic. I've heard great things about them, and they delivered. And my wife was a judge because I'm not the biggest tomato fan. She is, so but she'd enjoyed it because she learned a lot about chickens and found a hookup for chickens. But it was great, and that's Sheila in our adult services department. That's the mastermind behind that. It was so successful, and it was great. She's responsible for our seed library as well.
She said the most popular tomato was the Ukrainian tomato. I mean, I don't know, is that something that is grown locally?
I don't think so.
Nobody knows.
As a Ukrainian, or as a Ukrainian in-law, I can speak up for that.
But
The winner was grown by the husband of a staff member, the Best in Show
That's
tomato.
right. Peter LaQuire, his Cades Cove, what was it called? Purple Current?
Cades Cove Current.
Cades Cove Current.
It was a blind taste test.
Yes. It was fantastic. We all had a good time, and
It was fun.
Sheila's already working on something else for me, so it'll be good. over in the cafe, we have it's like a pay it forward type of thing going on where it's have a coffee on me, where basically it's like one of those, like a snake where I would pay for Tim and then in turn Tim would pay for Andy, and it's kind of like it's a real nice gesture. I've had it done to me at the Starbucks before over here, so which was nice. So
I had Chelsea explain to me how it works.
yeah.
Are you gonna talk about that?
I can.
Okay, yeah.
Remind me of the
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. So we made the news in a good way. In a good way. I can tell you, we're very positive with the news. But WBIR was here a couple of weeks ago and did a story on our new self-checkout system, and it was wonderfully done. And Cynthia was the star of the. And what was great about it was there was one of our young patrons that did it, and he raised his hand and was showing his dad. So that's kind of the message we wanted to come across. You know, the kids like it. We have one in youth services, and then we have a couple out where patron services are. So that's going very well.
Oh, but if you get a chance, go to the children's department and watch them check out. It's really fun. The kids are so excited about doing it and learning how to do it.
Cynthia also did, and this will be new. This is every month. So for the month of July, we had 445 new library cards, which is terrific. And then it's broken down by city of residence. So we're looking at Blount County Adult was first, followed by Maryville Adult second, Blount County Juvenile third, Maryville Juvenile fourth, and then Alcoa Adult fifth. So that was fantastic. We'll keep showing that there. Now, when it comes to hot summer nights, the reason why we have such a great attendance is, number one, I wasn't here for that, but it's been an annual thing. But not only that, but the PR team has been they're almost like a street team. You know, if you have ever heard the term street team, with concerts, you'll have volunteers just go out and post concert tonight or whatever. Well, that's what they were doing, but they're getting paid, and they're posting it everywhere. They're posting it on social media and at local coffee shops and other areas. So that's fantastic to see that done. And if you look in your part of the tomato jam, the PR creative team came up with 9 titles of books.
I love that.
Do you have a favorite?
I love To Kill a Tomato.
Me too.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I did the
Yeah,
The Gardener's Guide to the Galaxy.
That was
I like
that
one
was
too.
Anna's.
Also
Yeah.
like The Fault in Our Tomatoes. That was
Fault in
good.
Our Tomatoes. I like because I love the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's my favorite.
Hitchhiker, Gardener's Guide.
We also had Secretary of State Trey Hargett here a couple of weeks ago and presented us a check for $20,000 for our COPS grant. So thank you all who showed up, and it was really nice to see such a great attendance from the city of Alcoa here and represent. That was excellent for them to show up. That was great. And as you can see in the packet, Mayor Mitchell was here as well as Senator Swan and also Representative Moon as well, who actually has a Newport, Rhode Island connection, which he told me about, which was interesting. And then also I did this at my other library, I always like the staff to get involved in a fun picture like that. So the staff that were on duty that day, we got a picture with Secretary of State Hargett with Representative Moon and Senator Swan, so that was very nice for that. As far as the roof update, we had 5 bids, which was fantastic, and Chris Sorrow has reviewed all of them, did all his homework, and he did have a recommendation. I don't think I can say who it is, but there is a recommendation that has gone forward with that. So, that's all I have.
It was under budget,
Yes, it was. Yeah.
which was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
For now.
One of the things that I talked to Chris this week and asked him to get a little busier on getting us some drawings of what we want to be done in the future, like the book drop, the bathrooms, and the elevator, so that the foundation will have something to work with. So that he promised me within the next couple of weeks that we will have blown up drawings that you can have and be able to use for the future for fundraising.
Can I ask a programming question? And this is pre-COVID. I remember years ago, some of the school groups would come and sing in the month of December. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes,
Do you remember?
yes. We had some last year.
Did you? I just wondered if
The
that
school?
was
Chelsea has put in her latest update to the staff.
too Chelsea.
Different Chelsea.
The
Chelsea.
other Chelsea. Chelsea.
What is it, has put an update out on the staff site that there's school tours in the month of September. And I'm sure that if the schools reach out, the connection's there and we'd love to have them.
So do you remember when the schools would come and sing? Like
Yeah.
what singers came in
Yes.
December and sang
Yes.
and some of the, okay. Just are we gonna? implement
Sorry, I don't know
that?
if you're, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
When we get closer to time, Chelsea will probably be organizing that. I don't know if we planned that far ahead.
Okay.
We're also gonna have the opera as well.
I'm pretty sure the music teacher at Carpenter's Middle School would love to come. Just
Got it.
saying. Just saying. I'm pretty sure she would love to bring her 4 kids.
Is that a relative?
Maybe. Stephanie's niece.
Definitely a relative.
Yeah, just have her call her,
Yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah, I will. I'll do that.
Manny, on the hospitality service updates during the bullet during hot summer nights, the cafe was open and it says it only brought in under $90. Is that a typo?
It was just under $90 for the first night. And we did not expect to have that turn out, so a lot of people didn't even know that we'd be open.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was better last Thursday, and we expect even more the next 2 Thursdays.
Got
So
it.
that was a positive first.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, I couldn't tell.
That's
It was written as a okay. And then the next thing I want to say is I've gotten multiple compliments, and also for myself. Social media, please share with the team. I mean,
Yeah.
it is consistent. It is really chewable nuggets, and it is in people's face in a good way. And so I think kudos to the team.
Thanks for those comments. Financial report. Any discussion on the financial report? Has everybody had a chance to take a look at that? I know it's the first month. There's not much in it, but it looks good.
Yeah, we're not over budget yet.
I'm not sure I like that. Okay, moving on. We have a report from the foundation, and it's not Angela Quick, it's Bill Pope. So, Bill?
Well, thank you for having me tonight. Just have just a couple of things. Most people know that the foundation was really active when this place was built. Went dormant for a long time. And so we're just kind of getting back into the swing of things. We're redoing the website, so that's one of the things that's going on. And then we just finalized in our last meeting, we wrote a gift acceptance policy. And it's really boring, it sits on a shelf, but it's real important when somebody comes to you with a piece of property, for instance, that used to be a oil change shop, and to make a decision on accepting that, it shouldn't be like somebody is coming up to Manny and saying, hey, do you want this? There should be a process in place that makes that decision so it's not on the fly and you're taking all things into account, not just the value of the property, but the potential expense that there could be cleanup or something like that. So we wrote it. It's very comprehensive, and I think we tried to cover all of the bases from property to securities to art to books. So the other thing I tried to do was incorporate. There's two other gift acceptance policies, one that you all have, and then one that the Friends have. So what I tried to do is incorporate those two into the one that we wrote, because it shouldn't be three separate policies. There should be a consistent, if it comes through the Friends, then ours should say the same thing that the Friends does. So it's taken a few months to get through that, but I think it's done and we've approved it. So the next thing we're going to move on to is a development plan. So I think right now the only thing that we're doing is a letter, and as most of you know, letters have a real low rate of return. So to try to build in some more activities that are doable, but trying to stretch us a little bit and trying to get something on paper that allows us to have some targets for the future. So with all of the projects that I think that are coming forward, we have a good amount in the bank, but we don't have that much in the bank. So we do need to make sure that we're filling that coffer to make sure that we don't run out and we have reserves. So any questions? Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Bill. All right, Friends of the Library.
I'm not I'm Jennifer. Hi, I know a lot of you already. Jennifer Sparkle. I'm the vice president of the Board of the Friends, and I just wanted to. First, I wanted to jump on what Mandy said about the tomato jam. We worked with Sheila. We coordinated with Sheila to set up a table, really more for promotional purposes than fundraising, and we gave away a lot of, of our sales. It's always astonishing to me how many people don't know we do book sales. Don't know the library has a basement, it's a constant shock to the people. So we had that conversation a lot of times. We gave away almost 50 books. These are the books like the Imagination Library books, the ones that we can't sell, but a lot of them are in absolutely beautiful condition. So listen, y'all know I was a librarian. I love nothing so much as putting books in the hands of kids, for sure. And a few grandmas and, that kind of thing too. But that was a wonderful event, and we were happy to be part of it. Our eBay team is killing it, as always. They, as you probably know, that really became an important mainstay of our fundraising during the pandemic when we couldn't have the in-person sales, and has just continued to increase. They keep finding new and innovative ways to sell things that we might not have thought we could sell, as well as the more valuable things. This was our best July ever. Normally we have a summer slump. Which, I don't know what the reasons for that are, but normally that's one of our weakest months. We made over $10,000 in sales this July, which is wonderful. So they're doing great. Our big pushes coming up, we are embarking on a redesign of our website. We have two companies that we are still making a final decision between, 42nd Street and Slam Dot. We wanted to work with local companies if possible. And so we're, kind of finalizing their proposals and their bids. Along with that, we're going to relaunch our email newsletter. Gosh, if you were a member of the Friends of the Library, you'd be getting that in your email, and that would be really a cool thing for you. We are actually, but watch for that, because we're hoping to connect our social media, which is also wonderful. We have a paid assistant who handles it. So also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. But we'll be making sure that we have a consistent, kind of branding across those different platforms. Our other big initiative is a membership push. We really hope that the sales continue to be our main, source of income, obviously, and they do fantastic. Our very hardworking team of volunteers, we need more of them, right? There's always more work than we have folks to do it, and those are fantastic. But what we'd really like to do is to push our membership numbers back up, and we're hoping to marry that to the new website, of course. And then October will be it's like National Friends of the Library Month, so we have secured with Anna's help a couple of display cabinets, and we hope to just to let people know that if they've heard of the book sales, that's fantastic, but they may not know all the cool things that we help the library do, like hot summer nights, for example, and all these cool programs. I always used to say when I was the children's librarian, I got nothing without the friends. Like we buy the glue sticks, and the crayons. So just hoping to kind of, raise our profile a little bit and raise our consciousness. I had a wake-up call when I met with one of the web consultants who did not know the Friends of the Library existed, had never heard of it, was unaware that that was a thing. And I just, jaw drop, I forget that I'm a library nerd. I live in a library bubble. It's okay. So we want to reach outside that bubble, right? And we want to connect with folks who may not be aware. To that end, our next sale will be the 8th, 9th, and 10th of September. We have initiated a elevator operator position, and to that end, I have a very important presentation. Mr. Andy Simon.
Oh, thank you.
He is the elevator extraordinaire.
We have a beautiful certificate.
Thank you.
Which we'd love to present to you for your excellent service as elevator
Take a
operator.
picture of it.
Hey.
Say cheese.
Anjanae and Manny will be doing that again at the next sale.
I'll do it
3
again.
hours unaccounted for. So if anybody wants to help the friends out and run the elevator for an hour, you can ask Manny.
was so
You've done
much
that too,
fun.
I think, before.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So they can give you tips, but we do have 3 slots to fill if anybody would like that.
You have the kids,
Would like that gig.
kids walk in the library, you say, what floor would you like? And you go,
But yeah, I am serious. If you would like to do that job, we do have 3 slots. Do y'all have any questions about the friends or what's going on?
Thanks for everything that the friends do. They're incredible.
Question, what's your current membership?
I don't have that number in front of me, but I'll send it to Anna to send out to you.
Would you say that half are more active or the?
Active is an interesting word because if you mean by volunteers, no, the vast majority of them are not active as volunteers. But those are sort of 2 different categories. They're not, being a member of the Friends is not necessarily mean about being a volunteer. How many of them come to sales would be a different question, and that would be a higher number probably, but active.
Are you seeking for more active members?
We would love to have more volunteers, for sure. Yeah. We would love to have more members, and then we would love to have more volunteers. But I think the volunteers will always be a minority of the Friends because, that's just kind of the nature of the thing. Yeah.
I think in the last meeting you mentioned eBay was providing a consultant on the sales.
That's right.
How's that been?
That's been wonderful. In fact, part of those new kind of creative, innovative things they're doing have been in conjunction with that. It's when you reach a certain level of sales, eBay offers you, I guess we explained this last month, a consultant, and that relationship has really been helpful to us. Yeah, they've come up with a lot of great ideas.
Just a little addition to that report. Last week, I was able to give a tour to Linda Haney, who was the losing candidate for mayor of Knoxville 2 years ago, and she came over to see what the library was like, and she was just blown away and said, there's nothing like this in Knoxville, Knoxville libraries, and just was truly amazed. Took her down, and she got to meet some of the ladies downstairs that were working in the Friends, and she's
Does she
coming
want
back.
to join?
She does want to join.
Right on!
And she wants to come to the book sale too. And
Fantastic.
I said, you can't come unless you're a member. So absolutely, and she's already written some friends
You can't come on the first day unless you're a member.
because she's a member.
Yeah, you can come on the first day if you're a member, but everybody can come to the other 2 days.
So
We want members, but we also want to sell books.
So anyway, that was, and they were so nice down there. They were amazing.
Yeah, they're such a great group. Yeah, and there's a real camaraderie. I think that's part of the. Obviously, they're doing great work for the library, but they're also it's a great connection and community down there too.
I was most impressed when I came to the sale in August or July that they had for the teachers.
Oh yeah.
How organized everything was and how
Listen,
you could find what
yeah.
you wanted and go.
They have got it down to a
Mind-blowing,
science.
yeah.
Yeah, they have got it down
It's
to a
great.
science. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming to that.
It's great. Okay, next up, Liz, and I want you to really focus on the 18th. when you talk about your report.
That's mainly what I'm gonna focus on because that's our biggest news for trustees, specifically for you all, is the trustee workshop that we are having. And I passed around this flyer for all of you. It's the registration flyer. We opted to forego a save the date and just start sending this out 2 months in advance. Don't expect that. It usually doesn't
Sorry,
happen.
it stopped with me.
No, it's okay. You're fine. So we are having in-person trustee workshops again. This is an annual workshop. Last year was virtual, and it was statewide, and it went really well for having had it statewide in a virtual format. But we're pleased to be offering it in person this year. We have 4 of these, 4 different workshops across the state, so that we hit all the grant divisions and try to make it easy for all the different regions, because there are 9. To be able to attend. One that's in close proximity, the one that's closest to folks in our region is the one at Art Circle in Crossville. I did ask specifically that they make sure to put CST on there because Crossville is in Central Time. That is important to note. That has caught people off guard a couple of times, so I'm really trying to make sure everybody knows that's in Central Time. It's 9 to 3:30. This is an all-day workshop. This is different from the trustee certification program. That's the online modules that we have our trustees complete. This is completion, or attendance for this is also tied to state grants. So hopefully at least one of you can come. Directors cannot come by themselves. They must be accompanied with a trustee. So Manny can come if one of you will come. And we provide lunch. It's a very good lunch. Food is important, I just have to say. And we always get compliments on the food, so hopefully they will do a good job like they have since I just.
It was fun. They had
spoke
role
that up.
playing the last time we had it. And
We did.
And the role playing was great. It was really informative. And we also had carpools going over. And we should do that again this time.
Was that 2019 or?
Is the 18th?
Yes.
That was 2019.
No, the year, I think she's asking.
2019
Oh,
was
20.
the year, the last time we had it in person, because I think we didn't have it in 2020, and then last year was virtual. Yes. Yes. So there are multiple ways you can register. If you know you can attend tonight, you can fill this out, hand it to me, and I'll get it in. Otherwise, you could complete this registration form, and you can either email it to Angel Payne, who will be taking all of these, or you can snail mail it, however you want. You can also call her and tell her you want to register. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. So just want to make sure everybody is aware of that, October 18th. The other things, of course, we're beginning our, August 23rd, we begin our training sessions again, our regional in-services at our office for directors and staff, and board members are welcome to come as well. The registration information is here, but we're starting with the Public Library Innovation Exchange with facilitating creative learning in the library. Keisha Parks is an ambassador for that group, and she is the youth services, youth services extraordinaire. That's
She's
what I'll call her.
fabulous.
At Cleveland as well, so
She's
she
fabulous.
is, we're happy to have her kick us off August 23rd. Again, I think I shared this in our last packet for July, but we're just making sure everybody gets it. The calendar of training events for this upcoming year is all included there. I do want to note a date change for the summer reading program conference, which has been changed from November 3rd to November 10th. So just note that. Otherwise, that's pretty much mainly it. We, of course, are, continuing education is a big part of what we do for both our trustees and library directors and staff. And so we have that calendar in there. There's also an FAQ in there because we always get questions. We require, as part of the library service agreement, our contract for the library to be a part of the regional system, that all staff at every single level get some form of professional development. And so we have the FAQ sheet in there that explains all the different questions that we might receive. How do you count conferences? How do you count does maintenance staff have to do this? Does it, all those different things with composite and PQ sheet there. The only other thing, really, our read statistics are in there for July. So we're kicking off the new fiscal year. And then the core competencies training, we're still going strong. We have 2 libraries in our region that are completely all staff. They don't have 40 staff, but all of them are certified. I know lots of you all are working on that. And to that end, I have another certificate for completion for Martha Beasley. So if you'll give her that and send her our kudos, we'll continue to deliver those to staff who complete those modules. That's mainly all I have.
Great, do you know what the programs are gonna be coming in October? Are you gonna have interaction and programs and role play and things like that?
Oh, well, we will talk about, I know we're talking about, Department of Human Resources is coming to present on multi-generational workspaces. So that's a very big trend. We're not planning on any mock skits or anything that I'm aware of.
Well, you were part of it last
But
year.
I was.
I can't believe it was 3 years ago.
I was, pre-COVID, 3 years ago. So, yeah, I don't know though. I never know what they're gonna ask me to do, so we'll roll with it.
Other duties as assigned.
Other duties as assigned.
Anyway, plan on coming if you can, because it was a lot of fun. And the food was good. It was really a nice lunch. It was really fun to see another library.
That's a beautiful library. It's one of my favorites.
Really nice library. Crossville's done a lot of things, and there's a tremendous amount of building going on in Crossville. And it just
And there's a
expands.
Buc-ee's.
There is a Buc-ee's.
And a field trip.
And we'll stop there for gas.
You can learn about libraries and get beef jerky.
Beaver
All at the
nuggets.
same
It's all about the beaver nuggets.
There, yes.
Except if you want cheap gas, you go up to Clark Range. I was up there a week ago. It was $2.29.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It was like insane.
Yeah.
And Crossville is like range. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It was great.
Basketball.
Okay, thank you, Liz. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Andy, I have to slip out. Sorry.
Good to see you.
Light up a room and then leave.
All right, old business. I have given each of you a copy. I was asked last time when I said that we had done a review of Manny. It was a request by the county to, even though it was a pre-6 month review, is like 4.5 months. So Stephanie and I met with 4 of the staff of the library, and the 6 of us did a review, and I gave you a copy. I would like it back, but I want you to have it so you can look at it and see. I don't want any discussion on this evening. If there's any discussion, we can discuss it individually. But I think it's a very positive. It was a very positive review.
Is this an official, unofficial review?
That's official.
This is official.
Yes.
So how did that play into the official review coming from the board?
I'm sorry.
The official review should come from the board. How does this tie into that?
I was asked by the county to do it, and I was given 2 days. And so Stephanie and I met, and we met with people from the library itself, and we gave that through. His official review is in a year.
Right, so.
Well, they're all official, it's part of our hiring onboarding process with the county. And so the county, I assume, wants to keep the library board in line with, because you're the boss of Manning.
Right.
So it's just having that continuity of this is what we do at 30, 60, 90. Yeah.
But my point is, at some point, the official review should come from us.
And a year.
And yes, a year.
They'll be able, so
Yeah.
January, yes.
Okay, that's so we're clear.
Yes.
Okay. No reflection on you, man, but you might get different.
Okay, under old business, we have the weeding of the library materials that was in the packet last month. Everybody had a chance to look at that, and we need to vote on that to accept that. And again, thanking Tim for putting it together where you can see the old and the new, and Anna too.
And you did more of that than I did.
Okay. Thank you for both of it. It certainly makes it easier to look at. Did anybody have any comments on it before we vote on this?
I think all the changes that people have suggested were incorporated in. So,
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the new current policy as written?
so many.
Is there a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, well, the new one is passed, so thank you.
This is a good way to do it.
And thanks for all of the work on this, it was really good.
Yeah, it's good, I like this, to be able to see the old, see the new, it was good.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Tim and Anna.
Yeah, you guys did a great job on doing that. And Bill, did you send that gift policy to everyone? Does everybody have that, do you know? I'll make sure that Anna has a copy of it, we'll send it all out to everyone. Actually. I don't know what I do, I'll give you a copy so that you can send that out to everyone. Okay, any, under new business, we have the new weeding out policy that was in the packet, and that was something, is there any discussion, any questions on this? We're not gonna vote on this until next time.
And this is the one,
This is just discussion.
local history and genealogy, so it's a,
I had a couple questions on who do you actually talk to about wanting to donate, if you wanna donate something, who do you talk to? And what's the answer to that?
so I wanna say it was in there, but they would speak to me as far as donating. I thought,
It does say the library director and the board,
yeah,
which we don't wanna hear about it. I don't think.
But you can blame us if it doesn't
Yeah.
It says acceptance of donations.
But there has to be somebody in the library
The
who,
library director.
okay, which page is that?
Page 3, under donations, the second bullet point,
Okay,
acceptance of donations are subject to the final approval of the library director.
yeah, so it does say.
well, it says the final selection,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
but if I wanted to donate something to the library, who do I bring it in, who do I give it to?
oh, you bring it to me.
It goes to you, okay.
Yeah,
Trying to avoid you having to do extra.
Yeah, it seems,
Okay,
I mean, on paper, to anyone can accept it, but it has to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it could go to Kathleen, but then Kathleen would discuss it with me, yeah.
okay. Any other discussion on this? Any questions? Okay. We'll vote on that next time. And anyone else have any new business? Gosh, it's only 20 after, sorry.
Then Chelsea.
Oh, I'm
Chelsea.
sorry.
Event, she's
Sorry, I
got
forgot all about it.
It's not long,
surprises.
okay?
So she does have surprises for everybody.
Does everyone know Chelsea?
I'm not running away, I'm going to grab some.
Chelsea has really done an incredible job in our restaurant and our snack bar and reserving everything. Everything is running through her right now. It's just great.
I'll get into the cart in just a moment. Alright, again, y'all, this is not gonna be really long, okay? At the end, you may ask questions if you want. Alright, the Bookmark Cafe. Has everybody been by there and had something to eat or drink? Yes. A lot of faces. I know Mr. Simon has. So what makes us so special? At our library, we do invite you to sip, snack, and relax. Yes, you can eat and drink in the library. And you do not have to stay at the little tables. Over by the cafe, you can wander. And we've had really good success with that. Not a lot of messes. All right, so we do support our local roaster. It's Vienna Coffee Company. We order all of our coffee products, our Monin, which is all the flavors. We order those through them. So that is a good way of kind of bolstering their business as well. And in order to make them, to keep them looking good, we do trainings over there at their facility so that what we offer the public is what they're offering the public. Right? We also get our equipment support from Vienna Coffee House or Vienna Coffee Company. We have a guy named Will, he's their tech over there, and anytime we have any problems, he's right over. We do monthly and seasonal specials. We coordinate with other departments. We also do the seasonal favorites. PR is really good. If we've got an idea, just shoot it out to PR and they've got us signage put together. I've got that on the next slide. There you go. So our current special is a summer sunset soda. We tried it. Oh, you had one, didn't you, Andy, yesterday? Did you have an Italian soda yesterday?
It was
Did you like
delicious.
it? Yeah.
It was great. I loved it.
So this is something that the PR team actually came up with, and they put this together for us. So we're doing that during this entire month for the hot summer nights. Every February, we start taking orders at about mid to the end of February for king cakes. And I think this past year we did 15, if memory serves me correctly. So they're really popular. They're all homemade.
I would like to recommend every one of you guys order that now. It is the best king cake I've ever had, better than anything in New Orleans. She puts in
What do I think about that?
3 different fillings around the cake, so you never know what you're cutting into. It's incredible. There was cherry
You just want
and
one of those fillings, you can get just
blueberry.
one, right?
It's amazing.
So that's pretty popular. We have people calling from the courthouse, and people just come in, Mr. Simon. We also try to do a Mardi Gras day for the staff, where we have king cakes. So something else that we do and how we coordinate with other departments for leading up to the 100-year birthday celebration. You know, we're all here for that. No, Manny wasn't, but it was huge. So we featured a recipe each month. In January, we started with 1910. And then 1920s for February, so on and so forth. And we pulled these from legit old cookbooks. Sorry if you're born in the 1920s here. But anyways, it's pretty cool. What do we do? We also cater at the library. This one throws people off quite a bit. But even myself, whenever I applied for this job as the caterer, I did not understand why a library would have catering, but we do. So we do things like the annual appreciation tea for the Friends of the Library. We do meals also for the annual members and volunteer meetings. We have Rotary that meets once a week here. Oak Ridge Computer Science Day Camp for Girls. They met here. They tried to meet here in 2020, but COVID kind of kicked them out. They did meet here this past July, I believe it was. And I think we did 68 meals for them. It was a huge success, so they're going to come back again 3 days in the fall. They've already scheduled those. This is a new one that we picked up, the Maryville PEO Chapter T Women's Group. They meet once a month here, and we do a big catered meal. They were here yesterday, actually. And we do an annual dinner for Recovery Court. Usually that's a big lasagna meal for 90 plus people. It's a lot. Anjana, you helped with dishes, remember? We were here until well after close for that. So that's kind of the place setting that we do. I mean, it is really nice. And we wash the linens. So there's a lot that goes on in the cafe that's tied to the cafe. We also provide provisions for library events. Here is Mayor Mitchell. He does an amazing Santa Claus. So this time he did not need milk, so we just had water in there. But you kind of get the idea. We gave him his cookies and What we do, we did not last year, but what we normally do is a cocoa bar. And I know we've had upwards of 400 people in here with their children, and they get to make their hot chocolate and dress it up. It's really fun. I believe we'll be doing that again this year, along with all the singing. So we had the Platinum Anniversary Celebration. We supplied all cupcakes for that. Here is a tiered cake that we did for the 100-year celebration. I decorated this cake. What we did was ask for quotes about the library from our patrons, and right along the bottom, you can't really see, you can see it more in person. We had some of those quotes written out and nice. It was a lot of cake. We all ate on that cake forever. Alright, and this is the best part because you'll get to try the strawberry hibiscus tea and double chocolate brownies. So in 2019, we, for the first time, participated in the Taste of Blount, which was a lot of fun. We did a Power Punch smoothie, Cajun style pimento cheese, and gold big orange carrot cake, which was delicious. This year we're going to be doing these two, and y'all get to taste them. I'll let me know what you think, okay?
When?
Now
Yeah.
we have to do it right now. So that's just, and that's one of the ways that we were trying to become more involved with the community. That's really big. There's definitely room for growth, having our cafe in the community. This is one of the ways that we do it. We did miss it last year, and then it was canceled in 2020 for obvious reasons. Anybody have any questions?
Question, Chelsea,
Yes.
one of the concerns that we had a while back was the competition and people feeling that this may be unfair. Have you had any feedback regarding that?
I have not at all. So what we do, we try to keep our prices relatively, we try not to undercut, especially like Vienna, we try not to undercut them too badly because it's not good business. So we try to make sure that we're competitive. Is that the word I'm trying to use in a good way? Yeah. And no, because this is such a different style. You don't have a drive-through here. You know, you have to come into our library to grab a snack. So it's really hard to kind of forecast your business within this library. And I think that's one of the main differences. That's what sets us apart from somewhere like Vienna, where it's much easier to go by and get your drink. They're going to get the business for sure. Yeah.
Again, with the partnership with them, they really can't have a problem because they make
Right.
money.
Well, right. We respect that relationship. Yeah, it's a good relationship that we have. We even we've got signage in our cafe promoting Vienna coffee, and we let everybody know this is from Vienna. So, and they like that. It's good. Any more questions?
I mean, it's not a question, but one of the things when I was appointed to the board, it seems like forever ago, but one of the things that the commissions, all three commissions, wanted to talk about was how the snack bar that we had was not doing anything, and it was costing the library money, and they did not want to see that continue. Chelsea has turned that whole thing around. It's just incredible what we do now. And when you go to some of the meetings, when I meet with the operations people in the counties or in our funding group, they all talk about what's going on in our restaurant and our snack bar. And it's just nothing but positive. People who come from other libraries or other cities and come here, that's one of the things that they can't believe, that we have something going on like that, where you can actually walk around our library with a drink and you actually get food and can sit here. It is a real plus, and especially for the people from the outside. They just can't believe it. So congratulations to you and your team. And she does an incredible job of training the team. There.
I have a lot of good support. I really do.
And you've hired some
We
people.
do have a part-time.
Yeah. Her name's Christy. She's great. I was able to kind of set her loose on her own in the second week that she was here. So she's really good.
And the lasagna is
Oh my gosh.
outstanding. And when they're cooking bacon, and you can just smell it oh,
And they do. You guys do so much with so little. I was shocked when we
So
toured
you
the
got to
kitchens.
tour the kitchens,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's no stovetop in here. We cannot have any sort of open flame. So we make it work with ovens, and we have 3 very small ovens that we use. Yeah. but we make it work.
And if you look at the food checks from the county, you got 100 the first time, you got what, 99.1
I've had 299s. One was for a missing
light brand.
light shield, in the stock room. So whatever, that's okay. And then this last one was a board that was not painted or sealed. And you can understand that, wood is very porous and thinking about mold or whatever if it gets wet. So I'll take it. Yeah, those are our 299s. We do a really good job of making sure that our facility is very clean.
Go ahead.
Ready to eat. And you don't have to try it, but go for it.
Definitely try it. And if you want a great drink when it's hot outside, it's perfect. Okay, while we're doing that, a couple other things in new business. I hope everybody saw the latest article in the newspaper, written by the
Sheila.
Oh,
did it?
Sheila. Oh, yeah, check it out, yeah.
and it was on the tomato blast and tomato, and it was just a great article.
Yeah.
And so if you see her, make sure you tell her.
And then Chelsea's doing one about some upcoming programs and story times.
So we really appreciate the newspaper letting us do that. It's really been a good publicity thing for us, for the library. It's been great. Okay, any other new business? Anything to bring before the trustees? Okay, I would like that review back before you leave. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Any opposed?